What would you want for it?
500 bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Sheldon.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone you know?
I could scare you.
Scare me then. Bit of a whirligig up here.
Go pick, Scott. Go find us a treasure.
Don't you know it's better to give than to receive?
So give me a good price.
It's always tough to part with a good item.
That's a beaut. I'm Scott Cousins,
I'm Sheldon Smithens.
and we're pickers. We travel all over Canada, coast to coast, from the West Rocky Mountains to the Eastern Shores and all the back roads in between, looking for hidden gems in people's basements, attics, and barns. Sometimes we take a gamble, trust in our gut to make a buck.
Just like the people we meet, every story is different.
It's not junk to us.
Don't jump, Scott. It's not that bad. Beautiful morning. We're in Peggy's Cove, Nova Scotia.
Oh, you gotta come here. Check this out.
There's the big swell coming in.
Yeah, there you go, yeah. Let's head back up, grab the map, and take a look and see where we're going.
Nova Scotia, here we come. All right. Several picks
Okay.
up near Truro. We're going to Great Village.
Okay. See, look what you're doing to my map.
I should be driving this time.
Why?
You do the navigating.
Well, at least I can fold the map properly.
What about a little wager?
What are we betting on?
We should find something that's just the ultimate representation of Nova Scotia.
How about if we do this? We're on the ocean when we're making the bet. It's going to be something to do with the sea. It's not who gets it first, it's who gets the best.
Sounds like I should be the winner of this one, so I think I'd like the ultimate meal.
Well, I guess if I win, what are you going to buy me?
How about your weight in Nova Scotia brew?
I'm on!
All right. So we've got our route planned. Should be exciting.
We're heading over towards Grand Village because we hear there's a bunch of antique stores. There's a bunch of stuff that we may be able to pick something for ourselves.
Great Village was a fishing town.
Was it?
Yeah, and shipbuilding. Little Acadian village.
What's the story on the Acadians?
About 200 years ago, the French got kicked out of this part of the world.
Why?
They wouldn't swear allegiance to the king.
Okay.
And they moved them all. They located them down along the coast, right? The Carolinas, Louisiana.
Right.
So today's pick, we're going to see Claire. Claire's got a shop.
When you're going to an antique store, you just never know what you're going to find. You might find some really cool stuff. You might find nothing that you can buy. Oh, look at the nice old church. Wow, that thing's got to be 100 years old.
Oh, and the mist on the river?
Yeah, it's just beautiful. Oh, wouldn't you love to be in there with a fly rod? This has got to be it. Let's check her out.
Oh, you're dashing, aren't you? You want to win the bet.
Afternoon.
Hey.
You look like real cowboys.
Hi, Scott Cousins. How are you?
Hi, Scott.
I'm Sheldon.
So what's the story?
I love buying. I love going out, digging through old attics, barns, garages, things have passed. They're so colorful compared to the things that you see today.
We're picking for resale. Open to a little bit of negotiating.
Oh, sure. It's wholesale for Calgary down here anyway.
Antique stores in this part of the world are for tourists. And generally there are high prices, but Scott and I are looking for that oddball piece that maybe is out of its market. Can I ask you about the wall pocket? That'd be a local piece, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to go less than $185 on that.
Just great colors,
Yeah,
blue,
yeah.
nice Ford decal, but 245 bucks?
Well,
Wow.
Scott and I were both a little bit dejected.
I'm not sure what that is.
Look at that. Look at the way it's made. It was one of those high chairs that folds down into a chair as well.
And look at the gears on the side of it here. Kid puts his finger in there, he's losing his whole hand.
I could take a pass on it.
I see this nice little perfume sign. Where did you get the Cody sign?
Seems to me that came out of the attic of an old house.
I can tell that it's old, 30s, 40s. If you're a perfume collector, that's a piece of advertising you want to put in your cabinet. Would you go 10 on that?
What have I got on it?
12.
Sure.
Okay.
Good deal.
Yes, thanks.
A little icebreaker. What about this?
King Cole tea.
Yeah.
It doesn't have an image of the king on it, but it is King Cole.
Yeah.
King Cole is probably the most collectible advertising out of this area. Very scarce, very expensive. How much?
Like a $20 bill would take it.
Yeah, I think we can do 20 on that. I see Sheldon snooping around on the one side. There's not much more for me on this side, so I think, what the heck, I'll just go upstairs, see what there is upstairs. What you often find is big things upstairs, and that's what we found, was something really big and really cool. Bit of a whirligig up here. Got British decals on the bottom from the Second World War.
In Nova Scotia, it's almost a tradition to have a whirligig. It tells you the wind direction. It also gives you an indication of wind speed.
So what would you need out of that?
I could live with $100 out of that
To go 75?
on a rainy day.
It's a rainy day. Shake his hand, Sheldon. I'm too
right.
far away.
Why not?
75 it
75,
is.
you got a
Thanks,
deal.
Claire.
Well, I noticed you got a 5 Roses flower sign in the window. And how much is that doggy in the window?
We could start at $350 and go from there.
Well, I'm gonna take a look at your 5 Roses flower sign. Rusted all the way around. And the guy thought he was doing everybody a favor by covering it up with a crappy paint job.
You're really starting to act like one of my customers.
Why?
Just picking it apart so you can get it really cheap.
No, I can't get it cheap enough. That's the problem. He told me $350 right off the top. I wasn't paying $350.
I could scare you.
Yeah? Scare me then. Like, really scare me.
Well, it might be nice to see that somewhere else, so if I said I'd give it to you for $125.
I couldn't say anything except shake his hand. Deal.
Okay.
Okay, let's
Good.
go check the other
Okay.
shop out.
Good news was Claire had a booth in a group shop just across the road. Hey, Claire, you've got a nice piece of tramp art here.
Yeah, that's a neat piece. I haven't had that too long.
In the 1930s, when fellows had no work, but they occasionally could come up with little bits and pieces of wood, they crafted things into picture frames, wall pockets, and this particular one was a little tramp art box. What could you do for a couple of prairie boys on that?
It's 115, I'd say 85.
Could you say 75?
Sure, why not? You've seen everything in here. The only other place is my warehouse.
As we were walking out the door, we met a local picker by the name of Walter. He was going in with a couple of items, and sure enough, we struck up yet another deal. Walter had a telescope that he was very reasonable on at $50, and another little unusual handcrafted mahogany box, all slotted for 22 shells, and there was a little target as well inside the box. $20, couldn't go wrong. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure doing business with you. I'm pretty excited about going to the warehouse because he's told me he's got some advertising signs. When you get into the inner sanctum, that means you're getting into stuff that the person loves or hasn't priced. Nobody's seen it, and you're gonna get first crack at it. For the most part, I'm seeing the starting of a good bonfire.
Hey, that's about as crude a set of slots as I've ever seen.
Beautiful.
I've decided to start a history of skiing museum. These look like a pair of boards that some guy pointed at the ends, banged on a little strap of leather for the harness, and well, yeah, for wall hangers, they don't get any better than that.
$20 is the going rate for skis today here in Great Village. I guess you can have them.
$20 it is.
Yeah.
Spotted another sled. I seem to be specializing in winter sports.
You should start a sled museum, too. Holy cow. It weighed about 60 pounds. Man, could you imagine the speed you'd get going downhill on that?
Couldn't walk out the door without at least bargaining on it. What about 60?
I don't think I want to let it go for that guy.
What about 70?
You really want that thing,
He
John.
wants it, see?
No, well, 70.
$70, it's a deal.
Done.
I saw a little piece of wood on the way out. It was the top of a Victrola gramophone player. Sort of a nice thing, even just by itself,
It's a
isn't
sign,
it?
yeah.
What do you want for that?
Take that home for $10.
Why not, right? If nothing else, we can throw it in the fireplace.
Don't you dare.
We pretty much picked the warehouse. And there was one last shop that we thought, maybe there might be a buy or two left.
So you know the person that owns that?
Renard, yeah, I spoke to her. I can get you in there.
The owner of the store's not there, but she's got somebody sitting in on it. Apparently, according to Claire, he's got the authority to sell everything, and he's going to let us upstairs into the inner sanctum. That's where you're trying to go, is the inner sanctum. We ignored the store, went straight upstairs.
Grant's here, and I guess he's looking after it for Renard, so I'm going to leave you with him.
I walked up, and he's holding on to a cane. Like I'm looking at this thing you got in your hand. So what can you tell me about this?
Okay, now I got that off an old girl down the road here, actually. It's probably 75 years old or so.
And that's just a big, ugly, diseased piece of wood
Exactly.
somebody carved out.
Yeah.
But it feels so good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
The
does.
years and years of wear and somebody holding it and rubbing it. I love canes. I've always loved canes. You got 25 on it. Would you do 20?
I think I could go 20 on that, sure. Why
Perfect.
not?
I think that's a $65 cane at a show any day. Oh.
Hey, I spotted something good.
That is fun. Birds of Canada.
Birds of Canada. It's the sort of thing that would hang up in a classroom. She's got 35 on this one.
It's a rare item. I've never seen one before.
Can you do a little better?
Little, 30.
Done. Can't go wrong with something like that. That's a good item. I want to ask you about this.
Quite nice ladder back, probably locally made, Colchester County. It's all oak.
Could you say 75?
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
great.
That's about as folksy as it gets.
That's a killer 1870s wall pocket. It looks like it should be cheap, but I'm guessing it's not gonna be.
150.
I'm gonna shake on that 150. I think it's worth that.
Is this a jigging weight?
Yeah, it's an old cod jig.
What would it take to buy that?
I'd like to get 25 for it.
20?
20? Yeah, we can do 20, sure.
Good. We'll do well on that. We should double up easy.
Can I touch this boat?
Yeah,
Very nice.
So would that just be a toy some guy made for his son, or
I
would it
would
be
say
a
so.
model?
I don't think it would be a model, no.
It's got the brass hole here where the anchor comes out of it. The craftsmanship of that boat was wonderful.
Not only could you visually see the detail, but that just had quality written all over it.
The best thing in the place was the boat. I know we're going home with it. The only question is, what are we getting it for? Sheldon, what do you think?
I don't know, it's handcrafted. It is nice.
What would you need to get out of that boat?
Oh, geez, I don't know. 275,
Would you go 225?
225.
Leave a little room in it for us?
And throw in the cobwebs.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'll toss that stuff in. Yeah, 225, yeah. That's
Excellent. That's a good piece. The boat was the closest we came today to that bet. Unbelievable the amount of work this person put into this little thing. It was almost there, but I know enough that I wasn't gonna say that I've won the bet because I would have got a slap in the back of the head.
That was a nice piece, but it's going to take something extraordinary for this bet to get decided.
I love this. It's big and the image is nice. That looks good on you, bud. That's just a fun thing to have, right?
We ended up having a good afternoon, good time.
Claire, thanks a lot again. I
Thank you,
really
Scott.
appreciate it.
Good to do
You too,
business with
Sheldon.
you.
You too.
Nice to meet you. Thanks, Claire.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think we even got Claire to smile at the end.
We had a good time.
Hey, well, that was good picking.
Yeah, that was excellent picking.
I really like the whirly gig.
The more I look at it, the more I like it. And the more I like it, the higher the price is gonna be.
We're off to see Michael and Janet. They live in Halifax, and they're garage sailors. Michael, I believe, has been collecting for 25 years.
What's he collect?
Sounds like 20th century collectible.
That's my bailiwick.
Yeah, that's why I thought you might be excited about this one.
Okay, slow down. Here we are. I think it's this old green one right here.
Hello, welcome.
I'm Sheldon.
I'm Janet.
Hi, Janet. Scott.
Hey, Sheldon.
Hi, Sheldon. You'd be Michael.
What do you have, and why do you want to get rid of some of it?
We got a bit of everything.
and we've got too much.
Has anything ever gone out the door or just in?
We have a flea market once every 15
We have a
years.
street market.
And when was the last one?
About 15 years ago.
Let's see what you got.
Here we are.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff around here.
Where do we start?
It's far more fun for us to go to a yard sale or a flea market than it is to go to a mall.
What about that boot jack?
Go to her.
She's a recast.
How can you tell?
The original ones are just a little crisper in all details.
This is something completely different.
What's it supposed to be?
Quack.
Now I see it. That is the ugliest duck I've ever seen. One of the problems with this kind of a collection is these people are crows. They got lots of little things they picked up from everywhere. It doesn't matter whether it fits or doesn't fit. What is that they find a place for? I can't tell whether that was made 100 years ago or last week. And that's what we call a crow in the business.
I think that was a wedding present.
It's so nice, I just can't imagine that I could make an offer on it.
At this point, we're having some fun. I'm just scrambling to try and find something that I really, really like.
I was digging around somewhere and I saw this little bird.
That's a good piece of folk art. Be a float that would be used for lobster traps. And just typical Nova Scotia. And what's it gonna take for us to let this little seagull fly back to the prairie?
At least 500 bucks.
Yeah, I don't know whether to laugh or cry when you say that. Michael and Janet are an eclectic couple.
They've been collecting for 25 years.
So when you get into a place like that, you're looking for the diamond in the rough. What do you think, Sheldon? 30 bucks?
45, and you can give me 40.
How about 35?
Sure.
Excellent.
We have to make room, and sometimes it's good to let things go.
What would you want for this goofy little box?
What are you going to offer me?
It's got a patent date on it of, it looks like 1889. So are you prepared to let it go for 8 bucks?
10 bucks.
Will you?
Yeah, sure.
Sold. Thank you very much.
We have got a reclining, vibrating couch.
Really?
Yes. Which I think one of you should try.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, remember the bet.
Good point.
I'm hoping there's going to be a real good item. Seeing lots of little knickknacks, but we're still looking for that pearl amongst swine. Now that gives cheeseball a whole new meaning, doesn't it? Yikes. I'm always looking for something cheesy and kitschy, and there's nothing more kitschy than a naked woman telephone. Anyone you know?
There's a treasure.
Whew. I've never seen one. I've dealt in a lot of telephones. If I've never seen it, haven't done this for nearly 30 years, it's got to be scarce. Oh, oral sex. Yes. The erotica phone makes any conversation a sexual experience.
If you read on, it would say, sculpted by an Italian sculptor.
Oh, yeah, made by Michelangelo for the Pope.
You have to curl her into you.
I'm not sure I want to do that.
I think Janet might be a little kinky.
So how much would it take to pry the erotica phone
Well,
from you?
that I would take about 150.
Are you serious about that price?
Do you think that's too little?
Nope.
Would you consider 100?
I can't believe you said
It's
that.
just so unique.
It is unique, and that's why I wouldn't consider 100. I've never seen another one like it.
Even though I can't buy it right now because I think he's a little stiff on the price, I'm coming back to it later.
How about pipes? Are you interested in pipes?
I see a skull that I'm interested in. I love anything that has to do with the skull, and a lot of other people do too. I saw what looked like a little pipe head. What would you need to get out of the skull?
Oh, 15.
Done.
Oh, I see what you're after.
Speaker grill.
Could have been a speaker grill for a Pontiac car because that's very similar to the Pontiac design. That's just a neat thing. Get a nice piece of wood, screw it in, it's a piece of art. You can let it go for 25 bucks. That's, you know, it's just a bit or a piece. The only thing I'm paying for really is the Indian here and the design there.
Add 5 more bucks on, you've got it.
You are a painful man. You get to that point where I can't let it go. I love that thing. So I'm going to price that at $125 once it's put together. And if I don't sell it, I don't care.
If you look up in that little cabinet there, Scott, that is the magnifying glass that Sir Isaac Newton, when he magnified the apple, he discovered wormholes 2,000 years before the Enterprise did.
You tell tall tales.
I think
I wouldn't believe him if he told me that it was light outside. He has a story for everything, and he's got a poker face, that's a dangerous combination. What would you want for it?
20 bucks?
How about 15?
70.
14?
60.
15?
25.
15? 15?
1850.
You were already at 17.
Well, you went lower.
And then you went 16.
Yeah, but you went lower.
Okay, 12. 16. You went down as low as 16?
1650.
maybe Janet and
Yeah,
I will
but
go
this
for
is-
tea and you fellows
Yeah.
duke it out.
I liked it because it was real primitive. What do you think, Sheldon?
I'm glad you liked it. Oh, yeah. Janet wanted me to try on some vibrating goggles. She thought that was sort of a carry-on from the chair. It's doing wonders for my gums. Are you still there, Scott? It was actually quite the sensation. Your nasal passages got quite the workout.
I've got a blowfish with a sombrero, which I'm sure you'd be interested in.
a class thing. There's sort of a cool little bird hanging from the bottom of it.
That is a Cree Indian piece.
If that's proper native, it's cool. I'm just saying I don't know if I want to pay to find out I'm wrong.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Maybe we'll come back to that when we come back to the erotophone. Maybe I'll have softened you up by that point in time. Back in the corner, he's got a piece. I know exactly what it is as soon as I see it. It's an old folk art piece. It's a weird item. Somebody spent hours and hours and hours making it out of old cigarette boxes. Like a bit of tramp art, as far as I'm concerned. Eyes of eyes, how much would I need to take this home?
15 bucks for that, I think.
Oh, my. That's
Too
not-
little?
Yeah.
20.
No, you have to shake
you have
hands
to
with
shake
her.
here,
She's
yeah.
the
20! Hey, you're strong. Before we leave this room, I've got a proposition for you, and given what I'm gonna offer you on, I think proposition's the right word. 150 for the erotophone, and you throw in the bird.
That's a great offer.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Excellent.
It's a very appealing image. It would be from a piece of furniture, 19th century.
Hung it up on the wall.
Would you part with that, Michael?
For the right price, I guess.
What would the right price be?
You're gonna have to tell me.
20 bucks?
Tops.
$20? Look at the workmanship that went into that. Just feel it. That's solid oak.
Tell you what, I'll give you 2,000 if you can find the piece of furniture it
Yeah.
came off of. I've got absolutely no qualms about being ruthless with Michael because he's being ruthless with me. That is a nice little clock.
Beautiful object.
What would you want for that?
Oh, that would be 200.
Come on, seriously. When he said $200, I thought I was going to fall over laughing. I'd probably pay 35 bucks for it.
50.
I'm grinding him on the price on a few things, but this is not rare stuff. How come you got it hiding up there?
I forget about things.
If it's in a workroom, how emotionally attached can you be to it? If that was in the hands of somebody that went down with the Titanic, it might be worth 200 bucks.
You haven't heard the story yet.
Probably not. Yeah.
40?
They're hard.
They are hard. Yeah.
We're pickers. We're going to resell.
But he has to afford a better hairdresser, I suppose. Okay.
I don't have a hairdresser.
Don't
He had a whole bunch of stuff in this box. Sheldon and I nearly broke our backs getting it onto the floor.
Yeah, here, let me take those out of the way.
What would you need for the base? 25 bucks, is it worth it to us?
Yeah, what the heck. The telescope base works perfectly with the telescope we just picked up in Great Village.
My ex-Norwegian commando ski coat.
Oh, wow. Michael showed me a nice old coat he said was sewed out of 2 sheepskins.
I bought it from an Army and Navy store in London about 30 years ago.
I don't think you could wear the coat and the chapeau at the same time.
In the old days, people were smaller. So what do you want for this, baby?
50 bucks.
Deal.
Oh, he's taking the coat.
Allow me.
It's exciting for me because I won't be freezing my ass off in Winnipeg. Okay, let's go.
We've had a good day, and it's been a lot of fun, and the guys have been great.
We have some great items going back to Alberta. I really like the folk art piece. That one's a fun one to take home with us.
I don't think it gets cold enough anywhere but Alberta for that. I love that skull pipe.
Janet and Michael were really nice. Oh, Jesus, man. People like that kind of make picking a lot of fun.
Okay, a little straighter and then hard. Okay, maybe I should be driving. You got the emergency on there? Whoa! Holy cow!
Hey, I don't think the bet was going to be decided today.
No, there was nothing really nautical.
There's always tomorrow.
Oh, look at that. There's an antique shop there. So I think I should take that goofy phone we bought and see what he'd give us for it.
Why not? Do you mind if I head into the pub? Doesn't take two guys to sell a phone.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Exactly. Good luck.
I run a little antiques and collectible shop here in downtown Amherst. I've always been a collector. I've always liked going to yard sales, auctions, picking through old stuff.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
What's your name?
Paul Farrell, Skippy.
I see the things I love to see, buy, sell, trade. And I thought, you know what, I got a goofy item here that I wanted to bring by and see if you knew anything about it.
How goofy's goofy?
It's pretty goofy. You want to go inside?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the unveiling?
I think so.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
Never seen nothing like this before.
I've dealt with a lot of phones over the years. It's not the oldest phone I've seen by any means, but it's certainly the most bizarre phone I've ever seen.
I wonder what the wife would think when I'm talking on it all the time.
I know what my wife would
She would
think.
say, there's nobody there, hang the phone up.
Yeah. Now, do you have any idea what you'd pay for it?
I would pay somewhere in the vicinity of $175 to $250 for it.
I'm going to be blunt with you. I'm going to give you my bottom line. I wouldn't sell this for less than $350. And I know that's a tough price for a dealer to pay, but I'm sort of thinking this is for a personal collection with a big price tag on it.
Would you take 300?
You know what? You're getting fairer by the minute, and I hate to say no, but I'm holding firm at $350, and I totally understand it if you don't want to pay it. But I think there's a big upside in this, particularly if you've got a shop where it's on the shelf, on display every day.
Think we got a shelf for deal, buddy.
I'm not sure if I'm happy about that or sad about that.
I'm gonna keep it for myself, for my desk, my office. Now let's me call my banker and get some money sent over.
Hey, you got a beer for me. Perfect.
How'd you do?
You're not going to believe it.
Hit me.
$350.
Good job, man. Haha.
Now I don't have to answer my wife's question as to why I bought it.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
We're off to the Bay of Fundy area of Nova Scotia. Apparently, Garth is just an all-around collector.
What's he got?
That's got jukeboxes,
That's always good.
pinball machines,
Sometimes good.
yeah, some gas pumps, automobiles. Garth's got it all, it sounds like.
So why is he having us in?
I think he's trying to lighten the load.
I sure hope he's trying to lighten the load. Oh, yeah, there's
That
the
would
gas
be-
pump. That's always a tip-off, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Hey, do I know you?
Not yet, but you will.
Good. What's your name?
Scott.
And yours?
I'm Sheldon.
Hi,
Smithers.
Sheldon.
And you're Garth.
This is it.
Yeah.
This property goes back to 1761, and the house is 1892, and the goodies are here from the 1880s on up.
Where's a good place to start?
Well, you can start right here in the garage if you like.
Let's do it.
I'd let you drive if we had this truck right here.
You'd be the most noticed pickers in North America.
Sheldon and I would have both loved to drive away in that GMC truck.
You should see the cab. We'd be comfy in here.
I gotta go take a look. Wow, I could take this home happily.
Yeah.
What do you need out of it?
A lot.
More than I can afford?
Yeah, possibly.
What we need is a sponsor to buy it for us. So is something like that for sale? The Buckingham door push?
We could talk about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would we talk about?
Well, that's up to that's up to you.
I'm always apprehensive when I'm dealing with collectors. I always have a good time. Trying to pry some of that stuff out of their hands can be a bit tough. Retail on it's probably 100 to 100 and a quarter on it. We could probably do 60 on it.
No.
Okay. When something's screwed to somebody's wall, it's always harder to get than if it's sitting against a wall. Old Ford dealer sign, genuine parts.
Hey, that's a great sign, Scott.
It's a little rough, but it's still a Ford sign. What era would you say that one's from?
30s.
That's what I thought. 30s
Exactly.
or 40s
Yeah.
at the latest, because of
Yeah.
the way the Ford insignia is.
Mid-30s.
And you got it hiding behind a couple of boxes.
That's right.
That usually means it's not going to be nearly as dear. But
Yeah, right. Probably 400.
Garth hasn't given me the indication he's not selling anything. What he's told me is I'm not selling anything dirt cheap. Do you have any room to move on the Ford sign?
Don't you know it's better to give than to receive?
So give me a good price.
Oh, it goes both ways, does it?
Yes.
Just to help you along the way and make things workable for you, I'll take $350.
You got to start somewhere.
That's a good place to start, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. It broke the ice. We got a sail under our belt. We got the wheels going now. I see you got a little cheese ball thermometer here.
It'd be about 968, 69.
Of course, because everyone loves girls in bikinis. So that's got some emotional attachment to you.
Give me an idea what it's worth to you, and I'll tell you.
Give me an idea what you want, and I'll tell you if it's worth that much to me.
I guess $30.
I think we gotta have that for 30 bucks. don't
I'm
you think?
with you, Scott.
Yeah. Deal.
Is that hard cold cash?
As hard as you can get it. We're gonna put it in the cooler for
Oh,
a
right
while.
on. Perfect.
Let me just take a look at the front. I want to see if there's anything out there. Usually that's a bad sign because if it's on the front, you like it even better.
Got a perk. That's a beautiful sign, very rare.
You're real attached to that because I am too. Now, is that from this area?
No, it's U.S. and Canadian.
It's U.S. and Canadian.
Yes.
Okay. There's a whole lot of early tire manufacturing companies. You've got to purchase one of them. Out of business since probably the 50s or 60s. This one's a rare sign. When they were screwed to the outside of buildings, they got shot, they got stolen, they got used for insulation in barns. You know, they just didn't survive. If you were to sell that, what would it take to get it out of you?
That would be probably between $500 and $1,000 somewhere.
I'll give you 501.
And one what?
I'd like to take that back to Calgary with me.
You work your little mind on that thing and think about it for a while.
I'm going to hit you with that a little later, you know.
Yes, I know.
Wow.
Gentlemen, you're now in the building we call Memories.
Wow.
And this building is surrounded by artifacts that go back to the 1880s and up to the 1980s.
You got two jukeboxes. Are they both 60s?
That one over there is a 1954, and it's completely mono. Stereo and jukeboxes only came about in 1958.
Now, I'm assuming because it's sitting here lit up that it's likely not for sale.
Likely not.
And if you were going to sell it, what would the value be?
Around 5,000.
Find something, Scott?
I may have.
Now that's a real nice piece of porcelain.
What would you need out of that?
All you can give me.
The reason we ask people to set the price first is because we're afraid that if we're too low for them, we may insult them and that may change the dynamic.
I'll make you happy. 150.
If you can avoid any negative thought, you're doing yourself a favor.
Okay, 150.
150, it's a deal, no tax.
Hey, Scott,
Yeah,
did you see this scale?
I did know it.
You got your weight, and then by your weight, it tells you how high you actually should be. And according to this,
Well, I ain't getting on it.
I should be 6'8" playing basketball.
Let's see where I fall. I'm off the scale.
It's blue It's mint. It's never been painted. It's always been indoors. Would you part with that?
That would be tough.
It's always tough to part with a good item.
Being a Canadian scale and being in such great shape, it's just a real collectible item.
So if somebody was going to pry you on that, what would they have to pry you with?
Oh, we're talking a bunch.
So you're talking about 2 to 3 grand.
Yes.
You know your retail price is really good, but we're trying to make some money on it.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave the scale, maybe come back to it if the opportunity presents itself. Go pick, Scott. Go find us a treasure. I'll distract him.
Oh,
Did
you
see
saved that one. You saved it.
I love a pinball game, pick or no pick. Nice shot, Scott. I love that sound. That's music to my ears.
Sounds like a winner, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The museum is just a fun place. The jukeboxes, the pinball machines, the memorabilia.
Elvis is in the building. He never leaves.
I love the little lip thing. That is so bad.
Garth likes to have fun.
Thank you very much. Wow, that's a big Coke cooler. That's a beaut. You know, you see 100 of the one
Single.
half ones for every one of these. I'm not sure I've ever seen a white Coke cooler with red lettering. Anyone would want that in their rec room. I'm guessing if you had to buy one of those, it cost you about $1,000.
Yeah.
Great thing. It's just too darn big for us to haul across the country. And you're not probably selling it anyway, because you'd have a big space there.
No,
you'd
I
have
would.
to do. Yeah? Can we open the door?
Yes, we can.
That is a good-looking thing.
Yeah.
Geez, you're tempting me on this one. You're tempting me. I'm looking for unusual, and this is unusual. We're gonna walk around and think about this. Anything down here?
Yes, there is. Something of extreme interest, not what you expect.
So now he's gotten me hooked. I'm really dying to see what's up.
This here is not what you're expecting.
I don't know what I'm expecting. Whoa. I have no idea what that is.
Something that the government at the experimental station in Dartmouth made this up with all these different rudders and so on and so forth. It's an underwater apparatus, but I can't give you the exact name of it.
So there's one of the fins.
It's one of those picker finds.
It's the ultimate fishing lure, isn't it?
I'll tell you.
I can't tell them exactly what it is, only what I think it is. Whether it chases a submarine or comes out of the water and goes after a plane, I don't know.
Where'd you find it?
I bought it at auction.
At auction?
Yes.
Good, we're not gonna get in trouble for buying it then.
No.
Yeah, right. There's nothing top secret in here?
No.
Why do you still have it?
Because you haven't bought it.
Yeah. Give us a shot. That is the absolute sleeper. There could be unbelievable upside and zero downside.
So how much do you want for it?
200.
You know what? I've bet on worse nags at the horse races. I think we should own this for $200.
There's probably $200 worth of aluminum in there.
Yeah, there is.
I think we could turn that into one of the coolest lamps you will ever see.
Deal!
I'm going to shake you on that one, too. Absolute no-brainer.
And we now own it.
I don't know if it's the best thing I've ever bought. It's certainly the weirdest thing I've ever bought. Wow, there's a lot of stuff around here.
Oh, this is a treasure chest.
You got lots of records. I'm going to take a look at the few
We've got
records here.
probably about 2,000 albums up here.
Sexorama.
Anything interesting in here, Sheldon? Now there's stuff piled in front of other items. Excuse the scattered array, but being pickers, I'm sure you've been there before.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look at that. Titanic.
Titanic?
Yeah, that's the Titanic.
Can I squeeze it by you here? I just want
Sure.
to take a look at this.
What a great piece of folk art.
Yes.
It's
It's a
rustic.
beautiful picture.
It's reverse painted on glass, and they've actually put a little bit of mother of pearl in here. You can see it with the light.
Oh, jeez.
Just to, it's fabulous.
Look at how out of scale it is. It's
Yeah.
just perfect.
Actually, we're connected to that through our family background.
Really?
My grandmother married a sea captain from the turn of the century. He often walked down to the docks. Happens that the Titanic was there getting set for sail within the next week or so.
Right.
They tried to convince him to join the officer crew of the Titanic. He did not sail. Titanic has meaning for us, not that we actually had a family member on it,
Yeah.
but that we didn't have one on it.
Exactly.
Thank goodness.
Exactly.
That's what
You
made
wouldn't be here right now.
I would not be.
Well, this is something that I would really love to have. I'd like to have it. And also, I think it maybe solves a bet, Scott.
We had a bet as to who could find the best nautical piece while we were here,
Oh, yes?
but we had to buy it.
Garth, what would it take to part with this piece of folk art?
It'd probably come in the $500 or $600 range, perhaps, maybe $550, $575.
Well, I was thinking 4. Would you consider 4?
Ooh, that's a little tight. What about 5?
How about 450?
How about 475?
I'd almost prefer that you went up. I have reasons for that. I have reasons.
475.
Oh,
Scott, would you shake that man's hand for me?
I gotta buy him a lobster dinner.
Yeah.
Garth, I'm gonna beat you up on that Coke machine first. You know what? I was gonna come at you with 5 on it just because of the cost of shipping it. How about 6?
Oh my, 5 wouldn't do it.
6.
You've been pretty fair overall. You bought a fair bit of stuff, and I appreciate that. Here I go again, giving in.
6. Thank you very much. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, excellent.
I am real happy with that.
Hey, what about the scale? Can we revisit?
Yes, but it's not cheap.
If a scale could be pretty,
This is it.
this is the one.
Beautiful thing either way, but that's what helps me.
Oh,
is the
yeah.
Canadian connection.
But keeping in mind, we're going to turn this over, hopefully at a profit. And I hope I don't insult you, but would you take $1,000?
No, definitely not.
No?
No, I have to come up.
1,100.
It's a deal.
I'm not going to give you a chance to change your mind. Thank you very much.
Better hurry quick.
Thank you very much, because I think we got ourselves a scale. I'm so happy, but I'm not showing you what I weigh today.
Okay, I gotta beat you up one more time.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, we're on a roll.
Yeah, your roll.
Would you take 501?
501 won't work.
What will work?
502. I gotta come up.
Done!
We're leaving with some great items. I think we've made a new friend. It's just been a great day. It doesn't get any better than this for picking.
I'm happy with that. I don't see these very often. I'm happy with that. Real nice.
Yeah, in great shape. That scale is a really good item.
It's not something you see every day.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. But you know something I never do?
What?
I never say goodbye. See you later. If you're from the far south, Slater. You can keep that. It's a new one. Slater.
See you later.
Slater. Slater.
Hey, that was quite something.
What I can't get over, he said that property has been there. He's got a deed to it from 1761.
It's a great part of the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old fish factory.
That'll do.
Well, I hate to say it, Sheldon, but you outpicked me on this one. A deal's a deal.
And you're a man of your word. I hope your credit card's paid up is all I can say.
Yeah, well, I think all I'm having is the warm bread baguette.